Hi, I'm Andrew, and today on All for Horses TV Dressage Masterclass, we're going to look at Harry and Spider riding Prelim 10.
My name's Harry Zennis, I'm 16 years old. This is my horse Spider, he's 13 years old. We're working towards the 2-star Punchestown in Ireland next year. Today I'm going to ride through a preliminary dressage test, and then I'm going to get a lesson with Andrew, then hopefully I'm going to ride through the test again with the improvements.
How you doing?
Not too bad. Yourself?
Good to see you. Yeah, not too bad. It was a good journey?
A bit windy.
Windy?
Lorry was shaking a bit.
Oh, okay.
Mum was gripping onto the steering wheel a bit. But
Horse is feeling well though?
oh yeah, Spider's always raring to go.
He looks raring to go.
Nice and relaxed.
Wake up. What we're looking for coming down the centre line is a really purpose trot, really forward. It's the first time the judge gets the sight of you, so you want to make a good impression as quickly as you can. You can see there how he started off very straight, very forward, and then the horse sort of drifted off to the left. Nice forward working trot. Uses the arena. A half 10-metre circle. A little bit unbalanced on the turn, and maybe change the bend to the left a little bit early. Maybe we wanted to see the bend all the way to the marker. And here we have the 20-metre circle, a little bit unsteady in the head. Could have a little bit more impulsion in the trot. Then I feel that with a little bit more impulsion, you'd have a much steadier contact in the hand. Horse needs to take the rider a little bit more forward. And there you see he's just dropping the pole slightly because of a lack of impulsion. We're looking for the rhythm of the horse in the working trot. And again, circle. It's a little bit better in the shape. It's just starting to drop behind him a little bit there from the horse's contact. And here he's going to ride a B turn right, E track left. And this is a good time for the judge to see the horse from the side, to see the rhythm, to see the outline. Again, it just lacks that little bit of impulsion. Accurate transition. Horse has a very nice canter, very uphill and nice balance. How he rides a very accurate test. It's a better shape. He's got a more impulsion in the canter, it's a more forward going pace. And we're looking for the straightness and the balance in this transition. Ride the transition forward, keep the impulsion coming on into the transition. And there he needs to let the horse stretch for the free walk. Ride the walk again a little bit more forward. You could take the rein down a little bit more, but the horse shows a good walk. Keep the leg on into the medium walk, a little rebalance. Good transition. Again, I'd like to see a little bit more horse thinking forward into the trot. And because he doesn't think forward, he just drops off that contact and he has a bit more of an unsteady rein. That was nice. Good transition. Again, maybe a little bit more impulsion into that transition. This is where all the weaknesses you're starting to see. It's in the transition work. That's good. Just could carry the head a little bit more. You're just starting to get a little bit of tilting to the right in the head. Keep the balance off that corner. Ride the transition here, nice and forward, be positive. Horse just caught him out a little bit early there, broke. And again, this centre line, keep it straight, keep it forward, push it all the way to the halt. Keep your leg on into the transition. Okay, Harry, you've just ridden your first test. How did you feel it went?
I felt it went all right. I think it was quite accurate,
Yep.
but maybe it could have gone more. It needed to, in the walk, he needed to stretch down more in the free walk,
Yep.
take the contact, and he was a bit unsteady, really, all the way through.
Do you think that was because of the impulsion? I mean, from where I'm standing, it was a little bit horse backing off at times, so your transitions weren't as smooth as they could be.
Yes.
Did he feel like he was a little bit
Yeah,
behind
he
you then?
just needed to, I put my leg on, he didn't quite respond to
Sure.
it. He just needs to sharpen off the leg a bit more.
Sure.
And when he comes down to the downward transitions, to sort of make them more flow, instead of he comes and he stops.
Yeah.
And he needs to flow more into them.
Yeah, I mean, from my point of view, I agree totally. I think the horse needed to have the will to go forward a little bit more himself. It sometimes looked like that you having to chase him, which changes his rhythm, it changes his balance, and you can't possibly then ride good transitions in and out of paces if the horse is not in front of your leg.
Yeah.
From an accuracy point of view, I thought that was pretty good, apart from your centre lines.
Yeah.
They're a little bit wonky, drifting here, drifting there.
Yeah.
So I need to clamp down on that a little bit. Halts, again, probably not the strongest part.
Not square.
Well, yeah. Well, they weren't really straight to start with, and then you halted, and then he moved. You've really got to sort of come down on that you say once he's halted, he's got to stay there, fine, he's got to learn to stand square.
Yeah.
But he can't be moving around and fidgeting once you've already halted.
Yeah.
Especially when you've got things like later on in life where you have to do rein backs, and he can't be fidgeting and expecting I'm going to go in this way and that way.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, what we're going to do now is I think we're going to work on some of those areas. We're certainly going to address the forward impulsion.
Yeah.
I want to work a little bit on his outline. He needs to learn to carry himself a little bit more. He needs to be ridden more up to the bridle.
Yeah.
And I think a little bit of that's got to come from you and your posture. You mustn't curl forward because it encourages him to go down as well.
Okay.
Okay, so mount up and we'll go back in the school.
Cool.
So just pick him up straight into the trot. I want you to think a little bit more about your body as well, because by you leaning a little bit forward, it pushes a bit more weight on the shoulder, which loses you the impulsion. We need you to start pushing him more up to the bridle. Like that, a little bit sharper from the leg. That's fine. Keep the contact a little bit steadier. Good. A little bit more flexion in the neck. That's too much. Be careful that when you take the bend, that he doesn't drop down. That's not a reason for him to go lower. That's it. Shorter rein, a little bit lower with the hands. That's good. Go large, up a little bit in front. That's better. That's more purpose to the trot. Change the rein from across from E to B. As you turn across the middle, again, this is where the judge will see you side on, so think about the head position. Keep him more up. Good. More right leg coming through. Don't let him drift across the middle. He must come across straight, and then you must turn him straighter. That's better trot. Keep that trot. That's more like it. And change the rein across the diagonal. Think about the straightness. Watch him through your corners. That's when he decides to go down. Rebalance. Ride him through your corner, but keep him up to it. Keep your leg to him. Very good. Steadier rein. Good. Now ride a half 10-meter circle F to D, back to track at B. Keep the bend all the way to B. More, so when you take the right bend, keep it all the way. Ride forward into the right bend. Keep the same trot. Very good. Go large. Ride the same movement from K. That's better in the outline. Left bend comes off the corner. Keep him up with the left bend. Ride him off the outside rein a little bit. Very nice. 20-meter circle at C. Think about your positioning. Think about the rhythm. Not too much bend that he drops down. Be careful that when you take the bend, it's not an excuse for him to lower his frame. Transition to canter at C. Ride forward to the transition. Outside rein. Don't let the reins get too long. Outside rein. Upper body straighter. Upper body straighter. Good. Then circle. Outside rein. Good. Nice with the head. That's better. Change the rein across the diagonal this time. Use your corner. Think about the balance coming out of this corner. He stays in front of your leg. He must come out straight. Rebalance, circle again first. That's good. Sit up straighter. Look where you're riding. Keep your head up. Ride him to the marker. Very good. Keep the leg, ride forward. Very nice. Much better. And do a transition to canter at C again. Yep. Lower leg. Better. Good. And then again, medium canter on the long side. Steadier with your left rein. Up, sit up, sit up. Very good. Easing back. Keep the lower leg on. Go large. Come across the diagonal. Start to look. That's it. Know where you're riding. Lower leg. Keep the same canter. You mustn't change the rhythm. Think forward to the transition. Nicely done. Very good. Circle this end, 20 meters. A little bit more impulsion to the trot. That's where he starts to come back at you. You've got to be onto the rhythm. Come down the center line. Keep that trot. Lower leg. Look at C. Keep your eye on it. Ride it. Track left. That was better. There you had a little bit more impulsion and the horse was taking you forward. Again. Keep your outside rein on the turn. Look, look. That's it. Be accurate. Don't let him drift to the right. Much better, Harry. Very well done. On the long side, do a transition to walk. Think forward to the transition. Keep your leg a little bit. That's nice. And again, walk and trot. And trot. It's sharper to the leg. And again. And trot. That one's a little bit coming back again. You've got to find your rhythm a little bit quicker. And walk. And trot. Good boy, well done. Okay, do a downwards transition to walk and let the horse have a stretch. Okay, so we're going to run through the test again. You're going to ride it better. Good, all right. And here we're looking for the straightness. And let's see if he's got a little bit more impulsion into the trot. That was much straighter. Down the long side, keeping the impulsion, keeping the pole the highest point. Keeping the bend into the new bend. That's very nicely done. A little bit of head tilting there. But you can see this time the horse shows a lot more willingness to go forward. The horse is showing more purpose in the rhythm, and for that you're getting a much better outline. When the horse is going more forward, it's a lot easier to ride an accurate test. And here he takes a little bit of left bend, holds the shoulder very nicely on the turn, keeps a good rhythm and rides forward into the new right bend. Harry shows very good awareness of his arena. He's very accurate in his test riding. And here he comes across the middle of the school, and that's again a good time for the judge to see where the horse's outline is, how forward the horse is, how balanced he is through the turn and the change of bend. It was a much more forward transition, but it could have been softer in the contact. He just came a little bit high. But now again, he's got a more purpose canter. Nice clear beat of the canter, easy to follow, looks comfortable. This is where the rider needs to start looking across the diagonal, know where the marker is, thinking forward across the diagonal, keep the same canter, ride forward to the transition, get the balance, a little loss of balance through that turn as you saw, got it back for a nice transition to the walk. Not to hurry the medium walk, let the horse walk forward. And here he comes into the free walk, horse taking the rein, marching forward. And back into the medium walk, not to shorten the horse too much. That was good. There was a nice transition there, but kept the forwardness in the medium walk. Good transition. Again, turning across the school, keep the horse a little bit more pole high, ride the new bend. A little bit hesitant in the transition, but I think the rider recovered that well. This is where now he needs to keep a little bit of outside rein, hold the shoulder a little bit more. The horse just starts to drift to the left. Good. I can see there how he's trying to ride the horse more up. He's sitting better this time. Needs to be a little bit softer to this left contact a bit more. Balance through the corner, keep the horse upright. Keep the same canter. Better transition. Start to look, that's it, look down the centre line, know where you're riding to. Ride forward to the transition of halt, don't let the horse back off. Much straighter. A little unsquare behind. And now we'll have some words from Harry. Okay, Harry, so we've ridden this test for the second time.
Yeah.
I thought that it was a better test. How did you feel it went?
I thought it was a lot better. The centre lines were a lot straighter.
Yeah,
I came down
agree
the
with
centre
that.
line thinking about straightness
Yeah.
and having him more equal in the reins. And then because we've been working on the impulsion, it made the 10-metre circles more flowing instead of him sort of shimmying about. And then the canter, when I came across the diagonal line at the K and F, and he just kept going towards it.
Didn't feel like he was going to cut out.
No, instead of me having to, you know, like sort of kick and kick and kick. And then that made, when I came down to the trot was instantly more forward.
I think it was definitely in one diagonal you showed that to the perfection of that he hit the transition and he was thinking forward. I think the one that he was coming down to walk, there's a slight loss of balance, and I think because you're also thinking of walk, that can influence you a little bit. Yeah, but the fact that the horse is thinking forward, that might throw up more problems for you. Yeah. Because now the horse has got more impulsion, things do come up a little bit quicker. Yeah. And because you've got things like a transition straight away, you've got to be a little bit more onto that balance and rhythm before your transition to walk. But generally, you know, going back to your centre lines, you were much straighter. Still, I feel more work in the halt transitions. Yeah. Again, that's just a training and confidence from the two of you. Yeah. But the start of the test, you came in with a lot more purpose, and then from a judge's point of view, that's the first time they see you.
Yeah, definitely.
And you know, if you come in a little bit like, oh, don't look at me, the rest of the test goes a little bit like that. If you come in with that little bit more look at me, then you're already onto a good thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, your impulsion was better, your uphill approach was better, you sat up a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I could see that you were actually working to make him in a better shape. He doesn't have the best conformation from a front point of view, so you've got to help him. You can't sort of just leave it to him. But you have got to teach him to carry himself. So a lot more transitions in your training, make him a stronger horse in his balance, and then you'll be able to put the horse in the shape that you want him and leave him and ride him forward to it. And then concentrate on riding an accurate test. So it was good. I was impressed.
Yeah.